Alright guys, I know that you've been waiting for this makeup vlog for a really long time and it's finally happening right now. I want to introduce you guys to my makeup artist, Stephen Malewski.
Hello.
And we're going to start obviously from scratch. I have no makeup on, and Stephen and I, we're going to do this smoky eye look today. And we'll do a few of these with all different looks, but today we're going to start with the smoky eye look, and Stephen and I will kind of explain to you what he's doing every step of the way. Doing the foundation first, right?
Yeah, well, you've already put on your moisturizer. It's high definition Make Up Forever. It's like a medium coverage foundation. If Sephora doesn't have the high definition, then they have the high lift, and they're almost exactly the same. It's just for pictures and videos.
Okay, so then you take this little brush, which is, they call it the Kabuki brush, but it's the number 180 MAC brush, and Stephen just mixes the moisturizer. I personally squirt it right on the brush, but Stephen puts it on his hand so he can kind of mix it better.
If you squirt into the brush though, it's harder to get out, so if you want to keep your brush clean. So basically you just start off and you just buff it in. What it kind of does is instead, it's more of a full coverage foundation, but it kind of makes it more of a sheer foundation that lasts longer instead of using like a tinted moisturizer, which will only last, you know, as long as you're sweating, it's going to come off pretty quick. Gives you a little bit more color and more of a tanning effect.
That's really what I wear foundation for, is because my face is a lot more pale, and I like to use a color on me that's a little bit darker and blend it into my neck so that I can be a little bit tanner than I usually am.
A real good trick is whenever you buy brushes, wash them with shampoo and condition them before using them.
Really?
And they'll last a lot longer, and it'll get all the hairs to stop shedding. Alright.
And by the way, we do our, we do my makeup we're in my kitchen right now. This is where we do it all the time. Now, Stephen uses a different concealer than I do. He uses Make Up Forever.
It's a little bit sheer. The one you use by MAC.
The Clé de Peau.
Oh, the Clé de Peau, yeah. The Clé de Peau. It's kind of Clé de Peau is kind of like this mixed with the MAC one I used to use, but I just like the Make Up Forever because it's really sheer. It's not as thick, but it gives full coverage, and you can just kind of tap it in underneath the eyes. I use a little bit lighter than
a little bit lighter than your skin color,
and just to get coverage.
Or I use the MAC. I use different concealers.
Yeah.
I switch them up all the time.
It's really what works for you. There's no laws to makeup.
Now, Stephen and I do use different blushes and a few different things. He likes this. I use this blush called Fabulush, I think, and it's like a reddish pink MAC in the little, it's a cream color base.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. It's depending on what you want to go, what look you want to go for. It's just different colors and different effects. I'm using more of a pink one because I tone it down a lot.
You use the same brush, but he actually has two brushes because you don't want to mix the concealer brush with the blush brush.
Because it turns everything pinker. It's by MAC Pro, and it's Pink Vivid. And it's really intense. I mean, it's super, super, super bright. But I just put a little bit on the brush, or on my hand, or on CD. If you're getting dressed and you don't want to have all this makeup, accidentally get on a pair of pants, and you just rub it in there. And it just gets it evenly on the brush. And then what you do is you just kind of buff it in and see how much softer the color tone. And it also makes it more transparent instead of being...
And it's like on the top of your cheeks.
Yeah.
Oh, and we nickname our different eye looks. So next time we'll do Baby Doll. Baby Doll is one of my favorite looks, and it's what I've been going for. But this one is we call the Kimmel, because it's for the look we did on Jimmy Kimmel that I loved, which is a smoky eye, but a little bit lighter in the crease.
It's so that kind of a purple tone to it a little bit.
Yeah, or like on the lid, it's like lighter, so it's not as dark.
Yeah, it's not dark. It's more about the lashes and bringing out the eye color, but it's still smoky. It still gets that Kim look.
So once you put the foundation on, it's really important to set the foundation. Right. With powders so that it lasts a lot longer. So he uses MAC. What?
I use MAC NC30 to set everything first all around, and
with
then
a big
powder brush, which is an 150 powder brush. Just start from the forehead and go on the nose, go over the cheeks, Because kind of what this is going to do is going to contouring at the same time. Because we're going to use a little bit lighter of a powder underneath the eyes, just to make sure that concealer doesn't get too dark and it lightens up underneath the eyes.
I actually love this look. I don't know why. And he does this. I don't do this because I don't know how. But he takes a light powder. Show him the powder.
It's just like a what's it? NW25 or NW20, depending on
loose powder.
Yeah, loose powder. And I just place it. Make sure there's no little lines from the concealer, and I just place it underneath the eye.
So that when he does put on the darker eye makeup, if it falls, he can just wipe this powder right off, and then you won't have all the little dark
see, there's a little line.
flecks of shadow.
Yeah, just an error proof. A lot of people, if you want to do a smoky eye, you can also do the eyes first and then do everything else. I like starting it the opposite way, but
me too.
You have to practice so that because when you're using dark eyeshadows, you can mess up.
The color's called Bare Canvas, and it's a MAC paint.
Yeah.
And I put it on, they have MAC pots that we use too, but this one is actually my favorite. Brush by MAC 217, and you put it down first, and it actually, you know how when you have eyeshadow on for a long time, and it creases, and it, like, the oils of your skin kind of create this line? This, you know...
It's silicone. It keeps it...
It makes it not happen.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
Silicone on my eyes?
Silicone on your eyes. It's like putting a plastic coating on your lid.
So he puts this down on the whole lid, basically.
On the lid, it's into the tear duct, and I'm not going all the way up to the brow bone, but just a little bit above the crease.
I hate that when people put makeup all the way up to the
brow bone. Shimmer is not supposed to be anywhere above, like shimmer here, shimmer there, not on the brow bone. We're going to use Contrast, which is a purplish blue. It's an awesome color. It's got kind of a satin, so it really pops, and it's not a dull like where this color is more. They're kind of the same tone, but this has no shimmer. This is more of a satin.
And again, it's by MAC. So you can do a smoky look with different colors to set it off. It doesn't have to be black.
And so basically, I start in the outside corner, and I just work around. I'm focusing on the outside corner and bring it around. And see how that kind of defines the shape. This is the first eyeshadow I'm actually putting on. The other one was a paint. I'm going with the darkest eyeshadow.
Okay, so first your paint doesn't count. That's like the base.
Yeah, that's
then you put on the darkest shadow, then you add a few lighter ones. Because he doesn't just use one shadow, he mixes a few shadows.
Yeah.
So basically you're using your darkest shadow first of the eyeshadows.
And it's all about blending. Blending, blending, blending. Especially with smoky eyes, because the worst thing you can have is something that's not blended off properly. But don't be too worried at the very beginning. The final step is where you want to make sure everything is super blended.
Okay, I love Stila black eyeliner. It's the best. It stays on really well.
Line the eye.
It's like, looks like a little pencil top.
And then what I do is I go first and blend underneath the eyes. Have a little bit of eyeshadow, the same eyeshadow we use in the crease, but just blend out the lash line. And just sometimes just soften out the line. You use a Q-tip or use your finger. Whatever works. Go back. Work in the corner and bringing up some of the black liner up into the crease.
You basically smear and blend.
Smear and blend, yeah.